Hello and welcome to Income Training Services YouTube channel. Today we are going to launch our first primary STEM challenge. Now this challenge is linked to paper engineering and we're linking it to a company called Brandure who actually design and make products from sheet materials. So the materials that you will need for this challenge are paper and or card, and we'd encourage you to explore and experiment with a range of colours. You need something to measure and mark out, so you'll need a pencil and a ruler, and you will need some scissors to cut your design. So here's some examples of the pop-up cards that we've made previously. As you can see, when you open the card, we've got a mechanism inside which creates a three-dimensional effect, and we've used different coloured cards and added some design detail to make it look appealing. So here's some examples that we've made earlier of different ways that you can make a greetings card look appealing. So we've added designs to this one, and we've actually used string on this one to add effects, and we've got some examples here where we've used split pins. So we're going to show you the different mechanisms that you can use. So we've got some help sheets that you can use at home, and we're going to talk you through those in our video, and we're going to demonstrate the different techniques to you. So this challenge is going to last for a month, and the individual that enters their winning design, whether it's a greetings card or an animated picture, has the chance to win a £25 Amazon gift voucher to spend on what you wish. So we hope you enjoy this challenge. We look forward to seeing all of your creations. Please send them in using a picture or a video to the address.
Okay, so here is one of our help sheets. So you can download these help sheets or email the team and they will send them to you. We have a help sheet for 4 different mechanisms. The first help sheet links to the Vfold mechanism. As you can see here, we've illustrated what the greetings card might look like as a net, so part A and part B, because this is a 2-part Vfold mechanism. The different line types indicate where to cut and where to fold. So the net is the flat version. Once it's folded, you can see on the right hand side what it looks like as a 3D folded cut greetings card. So we've got part A and part B, and then once you've folded them, we've shown you how to assemble them on the right hand side. We will do this as a demonstration to make it clear, and would encourage you to explore each of the different mechanism types before designing and making your final greetings card or animated picture. We'd encourage you to explore the size, the shape, the colour and the number of V-folds and how you the orientation of your card. So the other type of V-fold is using the card itself to create a V-fold. So as you can see, we've got some examples of lines where we would cut, and we've got lines to indicate where we will fold. And you'll notice on the second Vfold mechanism, we've just got one cut line and 3 fold lines, and we've created a triangular shape. On the right hand side, you can see how we've folded those particular cards. So it gives you an idea for the different mechanisms you can create, whether you want to add the card or take it away from the existing piece of card that you have. We are going to demonstrate these mechanisms to you, so keep on watching and you'll be able to see how we've made these mechanisms using various.
Hello and welcome back. So we've mentioned the Vfold mechanism to you. We're just going to show you the 2 different ways in which you can make a Vfold mechanism. So the first way is to take your potential card and create a net. So to make a net from this, we're simply going to measure the length, find the middle, draw a line along the middle, and then score to then fold. So we're using a ruler and a pencil to measure the length, which is 21 centimetres. We're going to find the centre of that, which is 10.5. We're also going to do the same the opposite side. And remember, because it's a fold line, technically that line should be dashed. And that's when we're designing a net. A solid line is for cutting, dashed line is for folding. So draw your line along the middle, and then you want to score it. So to score, to be able to fold that, so if you fold it normally, that paper's not going to know where to fold. So that's why we score. So we're going to take a ruler, and we're going to open up a pair of scissors, and being careful with the sharp edge, we're going to open a pair of scissors up. We're going to use the sharp edge to score along that line. That tells the piece of card where to fold. If we then pinch that card, that is a nice crisp fold along that line. Okay, so there's the card. So for the first V-fold mechanism, the V-fold is measured and marked out separately. So we've measured a rectangle, and we've measured 1 centimetre either side for a tab. So as you can see, we've cut around the edge on the solid line, but where these lines are dashed, we are going to score it. So let me just score that to show you how we'll fold it. So again, we're using the scissors and the ruler, and we're going to drag the scissors across the dashed line to fold it. And then we're going to fold it there and fold it here and here. So this is our V-fold mechanism. So now we need to attach it to the card. So to attach it to the card, you need to hold the V-fold mechanism flat, and that fold line there needs to be in the same position as the fold line in the other part of the card, and you can either attach it using a Pritt stick or tape. So we're going to use tape for this. So a small piece of tape on the tab. Now obviously the tape won't be as neat as using a glue stick. So tape it down like so, and then when you open it up, okay, oh, there you go. When you open it up, there you have your V-fold mechanism. So you should be able to shut it flat so that it opens and closes just like that. So that's one type of V-fold mechanism, where you take the component part, and this is why we've taped it, so we can take it apart and you attach it separately. So we've highlighted that using a different coloured card. Now the other type of V-fold mechanism is doing it the same, finding the centre. So again, we've measured 21 centimetres, that's 10.5. Do the same the other side. And draw a line across. This time what we've got to do, we've actually got to measure a rectangle. So we've got to find the centre of the card. So the length here is 15, so that's 7.5, and we're just going to measure outwards by 3 centimetres either side. Okay, so we've measured 3 centimetres that side and 3 centimetres that side, and we're just going to use the ruler now to draw a straight line, but we need to make sure that that is square. So if we take the edge of our ruler against that piece of card, that should make it completely square. Draw a line there, do the same at the top, and then we're going to measure either side. So let's measure for one side and for the next. Do the same here, for one side, for the next. And remember, that line there needs to be dashed because we're going to fold it. That line there needs to be dashed because we're going to fold it, and what we can do afterwards is rub these lines out. And here we've got a solid because we're going to cut it, and here we've got a solid because we're going to cut it. So where the dashed lines are, we're going to score, and where that solid line is, we're going to cut. So we're going to score that there. Score that there, score that here. And what we can do to cut that line is we can actually fold it and cut it like so with the scissors. same here. And what we can do then is change which way the folds are. So that card will need to fold in and that will need to fold out. So, and there is your V-fold. So we've got the V-fold where we're adding a component, separate component on, and we're adding it where it's part of the card. Now what we've done with our V-fold mechanisms here, to make it a bit more visually appealing, is we've actually put coloured card behind the V-fold to add that visual effect. So that might be something you want to try. So we've cut a piece of coloured card, the same size, slightly bigger, so that we've got a trimming around the edge to make that more appealing. Now this V-fold here, same principle, but all we've done is we've actually used a different shape. So rather than using a rectangle, we've used a diamond shape. So and we've only cut one slot rather than two. So have a go, explore and experiment. Don't be afraid if it goes wrong, because that's what we do in design and engineering. We explore and experiment all of the time. So we hope you enjoy that. Thank you for listening.
The next mechanism we're going to look at is sliders. Now, as you can see here, we have illustrated how you can use sliders to move objects up and down or side to side. If you are doing the slider on the right hand side, you will need to put some card behind to keep the bit that you pull aligned. So we've illustrated that here. If you place a piece of card at the front and a piece of card at the back, it will stop that card in the middle from moving too far. So a slider is a simple mechanism, and we'll demonstrate how to create this particular mechanism.
So the next mechanism we're going to demonstrate to you is a slider mechanism. So here's the example here. We've got a basic folded card. What we've got here is a slot that's cut in the card where we can actually slide something in to then move across or up and down. So to make that, we took the rectangular shape, measured it again to find the centre, as we did with the V-fold. And remember, to mark out a fold line, we're using a dashed line, just to indicate that that's being folded. And we are scoring it with a pair of scissors. So it folds, and then we are measuring and marking out a slot for the slider. So you can measure down, how far down in your card you want that. So I'm going to change the positioning of it. So we're going to measure it down to 60. And I'm going to make the slot 1 centimetre wide. Draw a line from one side to the other, and again. That slot, I'm going to measure it 2 centimetres in either side. I'm going to use my rubber to rub out the line that I don't want to cut, so I'm not confused. Now the challenge now is to cut that with a pair of scissors. So as you can see, I've got a line at the top and a line at the bottom. And to cut that with a pair of scissors, you can either pinch the card slightly, which will give you a small fold, or you could, if you've got at home, use a craft knife. So there you go. So here we've got a slider which we can then make whatever you want to go in there, whatever shape to pop up and down in your card as a nice surprise. So slide it in at the bottom, and then there you have it. Okay, so that is a slider mechanism. Okay, so have fun exploring the slider mechanisms. You might want to try out each mechanism before you submit your finished design. Thank you for listening.
The next mechanism we're going to explore are levers and linkages. As you can see on this help sheet, the first illustration shows you how you can use and connect an object to the card using a simple split pin to allow you to pivot and rotate that object. And I'm sure you've got lots of exciting ideas from how you can incorporate this in a card. The next illustration illustrates how you might then link it to another lever so that when you move part of the lever up and down, the pivot point moves and rotates. And you can use this either on the exterior of the card or the inside of the card. We'll demonstrate this mechanism to you during the next part of.
And welcome back. We're going to show you now how we'd make a card with mechanism on it using levers and linkages. So here's one we've made earlier, and here is a lever. So a lever is a mechanism that pivots, and there are different types of levers. So here's an example of a lever, but this is actually linked to this other part, so that when I push that up, it helps move the lever. So that is called a linkage. So here's a lever and here's a linkage. So it's quite a simple example. I take that out, show you how we made that. So for this you are going to need some cardboard. So here's our sheet of white cardboard. We've already found the centre. You need to score the cardboard in the middle to allow it to fold. Now this particular lever and linkage we've put on the outside of the card, but it's entirely up to you where you put it. So we've made the card outer. We've then made these levers and linkages just by measuring and cutting a strip of card. So we've measured the thickness. So here I'm going to make this lever 2 centimetres wide. Okay. And the first lever I'm going to make 8 centimetres. And the second lever, I'm just going to reuse the remaining part of that card. I'm going to cut that. Don't worry if your measurements are wrong at first. Cut that with a pair of scissors. Don't need that card anymore. Cut that there. And then what I need to do on that first lever is I need to find the centre. So I need to find the centre point. So I need to measure the length to find the centre. And I need to draw a line upwards. And then find the centre point there. And then I need to do the same at the edge. So I need to measure in. Here we go. Find the centre, which is 1 centimetre, and then measure in 1 centimetre. And I need to now make a hole in those places. So I could use the end of my pencil to make a hole, and then I need to do the same at the ends there. So I need to find the centre. And I need to measure inwards by 1 as well. And then I need to make a hole now. So you could use the end of a sharp pencil, or you could use something like a kebab skewer or a compass. I'm using some scrap card to put underneath the kebab skewer, which actually isn't as sharp as I hoped. So I am actually going to revert to using this pencil end here to pierce a hole there, and pierce a hole there, and there. There we go. There we go. And then you need a couple of split pins. So first of all, 2 split pins. So you can explore with how many levers you incorporate. The first split pin This is the lever that attaches to the card, so it can go on the inside of the card, outside of the card, or the inside. This time I'm going to put it on the inside. So you need to find where you want to put it, measure the centre, find the point, and place a hole. So if I measure that centre there, so it's 5.5, I need to place a hole on the inside. Oh, I've lost the lead, haven't I? There we go. Okay, so I need to place a hole there, which I'm going to do with this mechanical pencil. There we go. So that goes in there, and then you use the split pin on the other side to stop that lever from coming out, and that is a lever. There we go, so that pivots nicely. So that lever is now going to be connected to another lever that's actually also going to act as a linkage using another split pin, but this time it's not going to be attached to the actual card, it's literally just going to be attached to the other lever. There you go. So now that's on the inside of the card, so when I open up the card, I've got this here, and when I move that, it moves that. Now all we've done on here is we've added a little bit of card, which I can show you how to do, to stop that from moving about. So we've just cut a strip of card and we've stuck it here, either side. Stick it either side like so, making sure we don't glue the actual linkage. So a little bit of glue here, a little bit of glue here. So if I show you, a little bit of glue here at the edge, a little bit of glue this side, and stick that down. And just put your lid on your Pritt stick. There we go. And there you have it. There's your lever and linkage. I hope you enjoy exploring that particular mechanism.
To submit your greetings card or movable picture ideas, please send them via an adult in a readable format, so it could be an image, a series of images, a presentation, or even a video. It doesn't have to be a large submission. We're just looking for your entry. Email it to the following email address by the end of the month. We look forward to seeing your designs. Thank you.